What was your first memory of a knife in your life?
My first memory of a knife in my life was seeing him in the drawer in the house, watching my mother cooking. That was my first memory. I have not just been stabbed once, I've been stabbed a few times. You don't even know you've been stabbed. Your adrenaline is pumping. Your body feels heavy. You're afraid. God went through my mind. My children, so.
This is what I believe was my first stab wound to my head while I was working on the door nightclub in Cardiff Bay. It destroyed my tricep at first, so it was painful for a long time. Small, but it was still, if I didn't do what I did, maybe it would be worse. A few minutes later I realized it was stabbed when I saw all the blood and, you know, I saw the jacket was cut open.
When my son was stabbed, a long time ago, I don't know, it just made me feel very different. It made me feel like the things that I love the most in my life, which is my children, can be taken from me, so maybe I should do something. Today we're going to go to a location down in the bay to do with somewhere where I worked at once as a door supervisor many years ago, so a long time ago. The incident was quite bad. When we get to the location, I'll tell you about it. As a whole, I mean, knife crime in this area, I'm even just here today, I've been to a new location in Lamrumney Hall as they are screaming out for the Kalah classes in this area in particular. The Kalah system is a self-defense system which prepares you for reality. It's difficult from start to finish, just like the real situation. We study reality, which gives us a chance in reality. And people often say to me, James, what do you think the issue is? It's an amalgamation of things. Okay, it comes down to home living lifestyles. Yeah, it comes down to politicians. It comes down to schools. It comes down to community centers. It comes down to the people themselves. It even comes down to people like me. I'm going to hold I'm going to say I am partly responsible for it also, for maybe not giving them Kalah sooner, whether good or bad. You know, everybody is responsible for this knife crime. On the night in question, we had like a garage night on. It was very busy. Lots of people from lots of different areas around Cardiff. And I was on one of my regular patrols inside the club. I worked in a store in town and we were having a Coke in the bar. And I saw a door supervisor having some trouble. And I just went to help him. I don't know what it was. I was just young. I was almost 20. And I helped him. And it didn't end great for the others. It didn't end great for us at the time. But that's where I started. The next day I started on the door. They said, "You fancy doing the job?" It was £4 an hour, £4.50 an hour, 4 hours a night. The attack happened, and I was stabbed towards the top of my head, just here. And I continued to fight. Again, being hit several times from the back, from the sides. I managed to escape over one of the bars into another part of the club which was empty. Got down to the front door to try and get sort of assistance, but at the same time they had been attacked there. So one of the door supervisors had been hit, had an injury to his jaw. Another door supervisor was hit, had an injury to his nose. And yeah, it was important for you to work with the regular team because you knew they were watching your back, you knew they would support you no matter what the situation was. So yeah, it was it's very important to the job. Many will tell you now. And we used you know, unfortunately heavy violence to stop them. But we needed to. Some people turn around and say, how do you deal with knife crime? How do you deal with somebody who's attacking you with a knife or whatever? There's no other way, unfortunately. You can't talk your way out of it.
Catch! Bam! The person will not wait for you. Why you fucking hesitate?
How we train people, we get them as close to reality as possible in order for them to survive that reality.
You know, if you have a broken hand in the fight, you think the attacker will give you this down? You think he will say, oh, no problem, you can go easy. No!
We incorporate defense against a stick, defense against a punch, defense against the knife, defense against the gun, defense against multiple attackers. And when the person attacks us, it's not choreographed. It's not made up, you do this, you do this, you do this. The person is just told to attack you, however, and we defend using the Kalah system, and we survive the situation.
Doesn't matter the experience, boom, I go straight back to being a student once I'm attacked. You become a student again of the reality. We don't know what's going to happen, if only.
The future is not good. It's not going to be pretty, not pretty now, not pretty in the next 10 minutes. I don't know how to describe it without, I want to keep it right, I want to keep it true. They are too easy. They are too easy on the punishment. A friend of mine stabbed in the chest not long back. And just because there was a story that they didn't give statement or they didn't cooperate with the police, and the attacker had, I think, 20 months in prison. They had all the information. You use a knife in a crime, you stab somebody in the chest. You're aiming for his heart, so you're aiming to kill him, and they give him 20 months in prison. Maybe he will be released after 10 months, maybe he'll be released less with attack. This is not punishment. The thank you at the end makes me feel like it was worth it. Just a thank you. It's so much. To know that they believe in their chance, they feel better, they feel safer. If they feel that way, it makes me feel better. And basically our trophy, what we get at the end if we survive the situation, is being able to go home to our family. That's what Kalah is.